What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, what do we got here? Okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we got a new band for you. The band is called Project Aegis. All right, there we go. This is a request from Juan El Lobo. Juan El Lobo wanted to watch me react to this song from Project Aegis called Angel in the Ashes. Now, I've never even heard of Project Aegis, and I don't think there's any way I could have heard this song before. Now, as always, though, listen, there's a possibility. There's always a chance. So, if I start listening to this song, and I go, yeah, I've heard this before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by Ulterium Records, and this video has 1.9 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Project Aegis with Angel in the Ashes. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Of a dream to chase a better day, the promise of a brand new start. And she always said the visions left a mark, the remnants of a stain tattooed upon her heart. She watched them as they moved together.
Wow, there's a lot of vocalists. Five vocalists? They sound really good together. Okay, really quick. These two in particular. These two sound really good together. I don't know if they're normally in a band together, but their vocals are blending really well. 5 vocalists. Man. I don't know how I feel about that. That's a lot of vocal power. Like, I can understand having 2, maybe even 3. Anything more than 3 just seems like overkill. Like, why?
Why?
What's the purpose of having all these different vocalists doing all these different parts? Is everyone else unable to cover those parts? Or, I don't know.
Why?
I hope somebody can explain to me in the comments why the need for so many vocalists. Or is this just like I mean, Project Aegis, that kind of tells me that this is like a side project for like all these guys to come together and jam, and that's cool and all, but 5 vocalists? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, let's keep going here.
Fire falls from heaven down below. the gift of time. She lived to be the first to cross the line. Reflections of a selfless way and mountain man. A past in a shadow, yet so far behind their eyes. Thrown away like wreckage was another day.
Watch the mix.
Compromise to escape forgotten never. Minds of millions wide awake. It's never too late. One more revolution died. Watch the madhouse burn. Carry on, rising angel in the ashes, shimmer in the shadow, shining in the afterglow. Fire falls from heaven down below. Every life a choice to embrace, either looking on or turning.
Doubling up. Actually, I think there might be more than 2 layers there. It sounds like, I mean, it's one voice. Okay, here's what they happen. So in the recording process, they will record a vocal, and then he'll go back, he'll do the exact same vocal, and they'll layer it on top to give it a thicker sound. And listen, you can put as many layers as you want. It sounds to me like there's, let me hear that again. It sounds like there's about 4 layers there.
Every life a choice to embrace it. Every life a choice to embrace, either looking on or turning away.
Okay, I'm hearing at least 3 layers. I want to say 4, but I'm hearing at least 3. So I can definitely hear 3. It sounds thicker than 3, though. It sounds like 4, maybe even 5. Really heavily layered on that vocal. A little overdone, I think. Personally, I think it's a little too thick. I love thick vocals. Don't get me wrong. I do love thick vocals. I just feel like, me personally, this feels a little bit overdone for me. But it doesn't sound bad. It just sounds like overkill. So, all right, let's keep going here. Let's see where this is going to go.
Every life a choice to embrace, either looking on or turning away, to extend a hand of mercy and grace and to carry on. Hold the ones that the others denied, and to walk through ashes right by their side, and to be the angel ever abide as they carry on. Every life a choice to embrace, either looking on or turning away, to extend the hand of mercy and grace and to carry on. Hold the ones that the others denied, and to walk through ashes right by their side, and to be the angel ever abide as they carry on.
Okay, first of all, guitar player here, I didn't catch his name. What was his name? Gus something?
Through ashes right by their side, and to be the angel ever abide as they carry on.
Gus Drax. Okay, this guy's got some great tapping technique. I think out of everything that really impressed me about, I mean, his solo was impressive across the board. Don't get me wrong. Everything he did was great. But what really impressed me was his tapping. very light on his actual, like, the actual tap itself. Usually when people do tapping, they will take their finger and they will literally hammer it on that string as hard as they can. This guy is just barely touching, like, bop, 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 bop. He's just barely touching. And what that affords him to do is to be able to move off of the string into the next string faster, which is smart. Really, really smart. Another thing I want to mention is, I don't know if he's actually playing through this head. These diesel heads, they are not cheap. That head alone is about a $5,000 head. I play with a guitar player in one of our musical projects, and he plays through one of these. It is all tube, no solid state whatsoever. It is all tube, and there's about 16 tubes in there. Man, that thing sounds thick. It is heavy, thick, and super powerful, super sensitive. A lot of power going through that head. It's a great head. If he's playing through that, and it sounds like he is, that is a phenomenal head to play through. Great technique, great head, great equipment. Great equipment. Now listen, you could have the best equipment in the world, but if you can't play, it doesn't matter how good your equipment is. But when you can play, like this guy, having equipment like that makes a world of difference. So, good job. Blend so well. Yeah. It was good. I mean, I have to think about this one. Give me a couple minutes. Let me collect my thoughts. I'll see you in the review.
That sentence had too many syllables. Apologize.
Well, there you go, folks. That was Project Aegis with Angel in the Ashes. This was a request from Juan El Lobo. I had to give this one some thought, and I'm gonna give it a score, and I really hope everybody kind of just lets me explain why I'm giving the score, because a lot of people are going to be scratching their heads. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this a 7.8. Yep, 7.8. I feel great with that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
I want to say off the gun, everybody involved in this did a great job, okay? Everybody did a fantastic job. All the vocalists sounded great. The guitars sounded great. Bass and drums sounded great. Everything sounded great, okay? Now, you're hearing the common word here is great. And everybody that knows me knows that great usually gets a score of 8.0 or higher. So, if everything was great, why is this getting a 7.8?
Why?
You've heard me talk before about some of the parts is greater than the whole, or whatever the word is, okay? When you bring elements together, you take 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they'll add up to a 6, okay? In this case, you have like 8 elements. 8 or 9 elements. It's overkill. And as a result, it's too much. No one really, I mean, everybody had their moment to shine, but that was it. Like, there were several vocalists that it was like, why are they there? I mean, their part could have been covered very easily by someone else. It was too much. And as a result, it's subtracted from the sum of its parts. I know that may not make a whole lot of sense to a lot of people, but for me it does, and I'm sure there's other people out there that will agree with me that there was too many parts to this. I mean, the song, don't get me wrong, the song was good, the song was catchy, the song was well executed from a musical standpoint. I'm talking more about from the vocal performance standpoint. Too many vocalists. 5 different vocalists. They could have done the exact same job with 3 and they would have been fine. Having 5 vocalists, I don't see how that really helped. It didn't, in my opinion, it didn't help. As a matter of fact, it hurt. It was like, okay, for example, Rob Rock, right? I caught his name. He had 1 part. No, I'm sorry, he had 2 parts. 2 parts in the entire song. Why was he there? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute. It doesn't add up. So this is why it's getting the 7.8. Not that he did a bad job. Not that any of the vocalists did a bad job. Actually, all the vocalists did a really great job. But it was too much. It was too much. And I feel like for those of you that do cooking, you have a sauce, right? You're making a sauce and you keep adding things to it and adding things to it. Let's take a spaghetti sauce. Let's take a simple like marinara sauce. All right. So you got your tomatoes, you add a little bit of sugar in there, you put your basil in there, you put your oregano in there, you put a little bit of salt and pepper in there, and that's typically all you really need, right? Well then here, okay, maybe some paprika. Okay, fine, a little paprika never hurt anybody. You put that in there, and then here he comes with cumin. Why cumin? I mean, it's a great spice, but why are you putting cumin into a spaghetti sauce? Okay, fine, put the cumin in there. And then here's some lemon pepper. Let's put some lemon pepper in there. Why? You know, now we're gonna put some ginger in there. Why are we putting ginger in the spaghetti sauce? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love ginger, but why are you putting in spaghetti sauce? And then, you know, here comes some Garam Marsala. Let's put some Garam Marsala in there while we're at it. Hey, you know what? Let's put some curry powder in there while we're at it. You see what I mean? It's like you're putting all this stuff, and don't get me wrong, the stuff is great, but why are you adding it to this sauce that's already really good? So, for me, it was just overkill. It wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. It was, I don't get why you kept adding all this stuff into all these layers. You know, it just like, oh God, it's overkill. Was it bad? No. Would I listen to this again? Yeah, actually I would. I would listen to this again, but I would have to really brace myself for the vocal cacophony that's in there. It kind of reminded me of Camelot a little bit. But even Camelot only has 2 or 3 vocalists. I mean, not 5. It's just too much. So, this is why it's getting the 7.8. Now remember, 7.8 is not a bad score. 7.8 is actually, by definition, a really good score. If you look down at my scoring chart, you'll see 7.0 is the bottom threshold for really good. So this is 0.8 higher than a 7.0, which means it's 0.8 higher than just really good. It's actually borderline great. I think if they cut 2 of the vocalists out, I could have given them the great score, but it was overwhelming for me. So 7.8, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you did enjoy the show and you would like to see more videos like this, feel free to join the fan base by clicking on that button down there. Yeah, you know the button I'm talking about. Click on that button, join the fan base, and become one of us. Now, for whatever reason, if you don't feel like clicking on that button, that's okay. I still respect you. Also, if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. It will do me a world of good, and it will do you absolutely no harm whatsoever. Finally, if you guys do join the fan base, you will find a bell down there that you can click on. By clicking on that bell, it'll keep you up to date on everything happening with this channel, including when new content gets dropped. So, if you want to stay in the know, click on the bell, and you'll stay in the know. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Until next time, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.